Harry and Meghan don't seem to have an exclusive deal with Netflix when they can go on Shopify and cause such controversy and condemnation with their podcast, the content of which seems not even true, as in the fire at the High Commissioner's residence, which Meghan insultingly referred to as a housing unit. There is no evidence that Meghan was being truthful, and it took her 3 years to say something about a fire that not even Harry had ever mentioned. No one in the media anywhere at all had heard of this. So Netflix will likely be damaged by association with Meghan and Harry further now than they were before. The U.S. streaming giant's decision to axe Markle Productions' first animated series, Pearl, as part of a wider cost-cutting move sent shockwaves through the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, it has been claimed. Meghan and Harry, according to a source described as an Markle insider, called an all-hands meeting in the wake of the cancellation, which was announced in May. As reported by the entertainment newsletter The Ankle, the source said, Harry and Meghan called an all-hands meeting. They were deeply concerned about the optics of this. Meghan wanted to talk to Ted Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix. Another source denied the meeting had a 911 emergency tone. Everything that Meghan and Harry do seems to end up in a financial angle for them. Even the charity work they do feeds into the publicity that seems to be marketed. It is mostly all about them. The people who help charity and don't tell the world about it are the ones who deserve respect, not them. Harry's charity he co-founded sent Bail's first accounts in 2008 show that only £84,000 out of $1 million raised went to charity work. So only 8.4%. The rest went on admin and wages. The director alone got more than the charitable causes. Pearl was one of the 2 projects announced by Markle Productions, Meghan and Harry's production powerhouse dedicated to creating content for Netflix, last year. Following the axing, which was announced following a dip in subscribers witnessed by the streaming giant, the Duke and Duchess organization is still working on a docuseries, called Heart of Invictus, focused on Invictus Games. Athletes preparing for the games, which took place in April, as well as the ethos of the tournament launched by the Duke in 2014 and the power of sports and community. Meghan and Harry announced to have signed a deal with the streaming giant in early September 2020 and have yet to release a finished product. Express.co.uk has contacted representatives of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for comment. The Invictus Games have been and gone. It turned into the Harry and Meghan show. What had she got to do with it? The Harkless does not add stardust to this event, they detract from it. Why would an event with injured heroes who fought for their queen and country want to be headlined by these lying traitors who are trying to destroy our monarchy? She told of how after the earthquake the house fell down and they have swept away by a huge tsunami, alligators, and sharks all around. She clambered to safety only to fall once more down a massive sinkhole, requiring her to dig her way out. But then she still had to do a royal engagement and this made her finally cry. Well, they better pen some more emergency meetings into the diary. She's upset the South Africans big time. Spotify should call an emergency meeting and cancel the 11 more podcasts before she manages to cause a major international incident. And of course the charities they will be supposedly visiting here and in Germany in just a few days. I think they might benefit from an emergency meeting without them present. As long as this company has a connection with these wasters, they will lose money because people don't want to pay for anything that puts money in these scroungers' pockets. I cancelled my membership with them as soon as they teamed up, and told them so. All of Mimi's attempts at making money have failed spectacularly, so she jumps on the only thing Harry had any success with, and now even that is going down the pan. They brought it all on themselves, with no sympathy from me. They wanted it all and more with the least amount of effort. Shameless. Even with the infusion of top-level professional help, she, never complete or produce anything. How many respected professionals were hired to help in the production of Pearl? Even with a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist as a ghostwriter, how long has Harry's book been in production? Expected The Heart of Invictus to be in the can and released soon after the games. Where is it? The narcissist needs to get out of her own way and accept that they are paid for the use of their name/title only and to stop meddling in the production. Come on, Harry, you must now know that you are being used. She drew you in, conned everyone, played the racist card, then fled to kickstart a bandwagon that she thinks will see her somehow in the White House. Irony or what? Delusional, but you helped. Leave before it's too late. I guess I should have some sympathy for the Trollope and company, but anyone naming something Archewell or archetypes really doesn't deserve any. I have to admit the infamous pair have tried lying about the RF in order to gain sympathy and also lied about her upbringing. The book, the fantasy version of her earlier life, flopped, and the Archewell film version was dumped dramatically, so no money. I guess it now comes down to making money in a fairly infamous way, from the Invictus charity, and of course the memoirs of H, which will be boring and not necessarily 100% factually correct. Would be much easier for the Trollope to produce book giving an honest and intimate account of her earlier life as a gold-digging hooker. Now that may sell enough copies to make good money. They're still working on the Invictus Games documentary. What's the point of that? The games have been running over for months, so when it's finally shown on Netflix it'll be old news. Who'd want to watch it? If Netflix wanted to make money off these games, they should have been televised live. The problem with our world is we worship celebrities and money. Suddenly someone who was on Love Island now works for BBC on Science Today. A pop singer who is suddenly a spokesman for native Amazon tribes. The list goes on. You have a second-rate actress and a royal celeb does not mean they actually have anything remotely interesting to say or that they have any intellectual standpoints. But one famous through birth and one had very limited exposure on TV. Tom's book shows the world just what meme really is. Dim will still stand by her until he is no longer an asset, then like her family and friends, Meme will dump him and move on to the next victim. Just don't think you can come back here. That bridge is well and truly burned. Well, looks like it's starting to go wrong, so don't think you grifters can never come back to the UK. You burned that bridge years ago. Just go and spend the rest of your life with regret in your heart and mental health problems spinning round in your empty heads. Do they not get it? Some of us cancelled our subscriptions because of their deal. Now they think a quick meeting will resolve matters. They are toxic and companies realize they are bad choices. God help them when his victim book comes out again later this year. No one will touch them then. Netflix stumped Meghan and is just using Hapless to try and recover revenue lost due to that pair. After that they'll be dumped. They are a risk to any consortium and have absolutely nothing to offer. Charity donations will dry up too, and not just due to the economy either. Netflix is there to entertain people, not to finance shabby little duchess over expensive lifestyles. If Markle hasn't got the talent to finance herself, which she obviously hasn't, then Teresa two-bedroom flat just up the road from me for rent. Oh, and Teresa job at my local co-op. Netflix bought a pig in a poke, and they know it. There was never a precedent for a rogue royal pair to have a palpable good chance of making them the kind of money that they thought they would. The Windsors are a draw in the US, I am certain. However, if you break off from them and go it alone as it were, you need a lot more than what these two bit chiselers have.